Welcome back to Daily Moral Philosopher. We continue with the theme of artificial intelligence ethics. Today we discuss ChatGPT. You've probably all heard of ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT? Well, it's a large language model. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So it generates text as if it's talking to you. It's pre-trained on a large data set, including Wikipedia, Project Gutenberg, which contains over 70,000 ebooks, many internet forums like Reddit, and a whole host of other things. A massive amount of data. And then it basically generates patterns like it's seen in the data. It takes words as tokens, they call them, and it computes the relationships in the patterns of the words that it's seen in the text that it has read. There's also what's called reinforcement learning that some of its trainers and creators use to teach it to be more like human dialogue. But it can respond in very human-like ways. And you can do amazing things with it. It can summarize very complex things like quantum mechanics. You can say, explain dark matter as if I were a 11-year-old. It doesn't do math. It's not connected to the internet now, so it's not current. It was trained only up until, I think, September of 2021. It does fabricate things, and this is one of the ethical problems, right? The technical term is hallucinating. It will give you very plausible sounding untruth sometimes, so you have to be careful with it. Now, another problem is that it can be used to plagiarize. A lot of high school students and college students can get it to write things for them, right? You can say, what are the main themes? Write me a paper about the main themes in, a certain scene in Hamlet, or something from the Iliad, or The Tale of Two Cities, or Jane Eyre, or whatever. And so, right now there is something called ChatGPT 0, which someone at Princeton created, a student, based on a GPT-3, which can detect if something's been written by an AI or by a human with pretty good accuracy. So, but it's got a lot of potential. It's not perfect, but it's a giant leap forward. And it can translate languages fairly well. It's continually improving, which is another thing that's quite interesting about it. It's been banned in several school districts in New York and Los Angeles and Seattle because of the plagiarism problems. But we're going to have to find a way to use it, just like we used to not allow calculators in tests. We're going to have to find a way to use it with students. So there's all kinds of interesting educational questions. Sam Altman, who is the head of OpenAI, says this about it. He says, in terms of impact on our lives and improving our lives, the upside will be, this will be the greatest technology humanity has yet developed, right? Maybe a little hyperbole there. But it's going to be used in many different ways. Now, one of the problems is people are going to lose jobs over it eventually. Maybe translators or technical writers or personal assistants or paralegals or whatever. So just like self-driving cars will eventually possibly replace truckers and Uber drivers and so forth. So that's an issue, right? And as Sam Altman says, it's going to, create new jobs. And that's the hope. Sometimes it happens that way. Sometimes it doesn't. And that's something we have to consider. So it's an amazing tool. Have some fun with it. And we'll talk more about some of the ethical concerns with it going forward.